He couldn't shake the image from his mind. Two trees, identical in every way, strong heartbeat, steady breath, no fever. Both were perfect, healthy specimens according to the medical charts. Yet one of them was doing something extra, something generous, something magical. He went to the wise badger, his mind buzzing with curiosity. "Mr. Badger, I've found two perfectly healthy trees, but one of them shares its harvest and the other one doesn't. Why? Why do some companies share their acorns with me and others don't?" The wise badger looked at Pip, his eyes filled with a deep, proud warmth. "Ah, Pip," he said, his voice full of significance, "you have moved beyond the health of the tree and started to notice its character. You have discovered the magic of dividends." "But why?" Pip insisted, still confused. "Isn't that wasteful? Shouldn't a healthy tree keep all its acorns to grow even bigger and faster? Why would it just give them away?" "A brilliant question," the badger replied, "and the answer lies in the age and wisdom of the tree itself. Remember the grove of young, fast-growing saplings the squirrels were so excited about? They are like young, ambitious companies. They need every single acorn, every drop of sunlight to fuel their explosive growth. To share their harvest now would be to stunt their own future. They keep everything, and you, the owner, hope that one day they will become giants." He then pointed to the ancient, magnificent oak tree, the one that shared its acorns. "But this tree, this is a mature, established giant. It has already grown. It is a monument to maturity. It produces more acorns every year than it knows what to do with. It could keep them all, but it is so strong and stable that it can afford to be generous. It shares its excess harvest with its owners as a reward for their faith. A dividend, Pip, is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate sign of strength and stability." The badger then took Pip to the base of the generous oak. A single perfect acorn dropped from a high branch and landed at Pip's feet with a soft thump. "Look," the badger said, "this is not just an acorn. This is a drop of water. This is the start of your river." Pip looked at the single acorn in his paw. "It's just one drop," he said, a little disappointed. "For now," the badger smiled. "But what do you do with a drop of water in a garden?" He led Pip to a patch of dry soil and pointed. "You don't drink it. You don't store it. You use it to water a new seed." Pip understood. He planted the dividend acorn right there. He was reinvesting. He wasn't just taking the profit, he was using the profit to create more profit. The badger then showed him a vision of the future. Pip's portfolio was no longer just one generous oak, it was a whole grove of them. His shares in Barnaby's Dam, now a mature business, were producing a steady trickle of acorns. His REITs, the Great Forest Real Estate Trust, were sending him a small stream of rent checks. Each of his mature, stable investments was producing its own tiny stream of dividend acorns. Pip, now looking like a master engineer, was in the vision, digging small channels in the dirt. He connected the trickle from the oak tree to the stream from the dam. He linked the flow from his REITs to the others. He was channeling all these small, separate sources of income into one single, powerful current. And at the end of the channel, he had built something magnificent, a large water wheel. As his small streams merged and became a powerful river, the water began to push against the wheel. At first, it moved slowly, groaning with effort. But as Pip added more and more dividend-paying assets to his grove, the river grew stronger. The wheel turned faster and faster until it was spinning with a life of its own, a constant, powerful, hypnotic motion. "What does it do?" Pip asked in awe. "It works, so you don't have to," the badger replied. The vision zoomed in, showing the water wheel connected to a marvelous automated machine. The spinning wheel powered a series of clever arms and baskets that automatically gathered all the acorns from the forest floor, sorted them, and deposited them into Pip's storehouse. He was no longer working. His system was working. This, he realized, was the true meaning of passive income. It wasn't just getting a few extra acorns. It was building a machine that would work for him day and night forever. It was a symphony of passive income, and he was the composer. The vision faded. Pip was left breathless. The image of the spinning water wheel burned into his mind. He looked at his portfolio with new eyes. He saw his stocks not just as paper, but as potential streams. He saw his REITs not just as wood, but as another powerful current. He had built a mighty portfolio. He looked around the forest at the real, tangible world. He saw a bee heavy with pollen buzzing towards its hive to make honey. He saw a glint of a beautiful, shiny stone half buried in the dirt. His portfolio was strong, but it was made of concepts, of ownership. A new fundamental question sparked in his mind. He turned to the badger. "I've invested in paper and wood, but can I invest in the real stuff? Can I invest in the honey itself or the shiny stones?"